Hello world! WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. So, I just want to say that I've been doing some actual building, trying to make things generally awesome, and I have a bunch of stone currently cooking up. I'm going to just leave that to stew a bit. And how much energy do we have? We got enough. So, if I turn to my left, you'll see the current amount that my intro building has. I'm trying to use both stone bricks and smooth stone, and currently I have at least, some of the walls done. I'm going to need a lot more resources to be able to get everything working at, operational standards. Let's go with that, but it seems to be moving along at a pretty solid pace. That actually works. Okay, so we're going to need to do a few more things eventually. One of the main things that I'm going to want to work on is actually getting some more advanced Gregorius tech stuff. Let's just go with Greg. Hello, let's go work on our Greg right now. We're going to work very mightily on our Greg. Greg, oh my goodness, shut up. So one of the main things we're going to want to work on is... Where is it? That's non-extractor. We're going to need an industrial centrifuge. It's going to require a bit of subterfuge, that's for sure. So we're going to need a lot of refined iron and some of these advanced alloy plates, which is going to require some intricacies that I am not too familiar with. So we'll have to get that done, but we're also going to, I think this is the first thing we should work on considering how much refining we're going to require. We will want to make an induction furnace. An induction furnace is a lot more friendly than the other, let's say that. It'll require an advanced machine and one of these furnace that we currently have cooked up. So I'm thinking we'll destroy one of our electric furnace once we get everything else in operational capacity. And then we can get some fun stuff like that going. So I'm thinking I'm going to make a bunch of bronze ingots, because we're going to need bronze ingots, refined iron, and what is it, tin? Let's go with that. Okay, so our advanced alloy. Our advanced alloy will require refined bronze and tin. Oh, that is interesting. Apparently we are going to need our rolling machine to be able to make our advanced alloy. That actually does make a lot of sense considering, now that I think of it. It's not like you're just going to craft it and hope it holds together. So we'll put everything together. Here we are. We're going to want some of each, of course, because that's how we roll. Get it? That's how we roll. I'll shut up now. So we got some mixed metal, and we're going to want to get all of the mixed metal from this. Okay, we got a lot of our energy, and we have almost a full tank of fuel, so eventually we'll be able to use some of that fun stuff once we get this working. So we'll need to get one more mixed metal ingot set, and then we can start the compression of all of this fun stuff. So over here, nom nom nom. Obviously, I'm going to need that. Maybe I should go with something a little more fulfilling than what we have right now. So, yes, compressor. We're also going to want to upgrade our compressor to maybe a singularity compressor in the future, but maybe when we actually have a bit more energy to work with, we'll be able to get all of that stuff going underway. Let's put our raw resources in here, raw. And the sand, I think I'll want to keep away for now. So we're going to need to create a bit more copper, and our wrench we're going to require, as well as, do we have levers? Yes, we do. And we had more levers than I thought we had before. La 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 la. Hey, we need carbon plating. Do we have any carbon plating left over? We probably do. It should be in this chest. Though I am probably misplacing myself. No, it'd be in the random stuff. Nope, let's try to find it. Well, it looks like I didn't make any carbon plates, at least from what I remember. I thought I did. I'm guessing it's a possibility that I used them all to make the nanosuit leggings, though I don't see how I could have possibly done that without being a complete derp. Shut up. Okay, so we're going to need to compress these once this compression cycle is over. But if we have an... fudge nuggets. Okay, at least we got an even amount. We kind of wasted a bit of energy, but I guess that's an inevitability. So let's get this. Thankfully, it actually worked. Let's not use our wrench for a while now, and we're going to need to electronify some of that more. I'm thinking, now that this is actually able to go here, we'll power that way, so that it'll be on forever more once we finally place it. So we'll need one more copper ingot. We have it. So, where is that? There we go. Carbon plates on demand. I said on demand, dang it. Now, one more thing we're going to need is 8 refined iron. So we'll get that working. And this charcoal, I think, would be a wise thing to fill up all of our generators for the time being until we actually get a better mode of actually fueling everything. It's not going to be too bad once we finally get that worked out. So another thing that I've noticed with the recyclers, other than we have scrap, oh my gosh, we have scrap. Sorry, I kind of switched into a mode I am not very comfortable with. Anyways, other than the scrap production that we have done thus far, it's very slow when we don't actually have stuff going and quarrying and transporting items. The problem with this setup currently is that it's taking items from the stash that is being pulled from the quarry into this area. So it has to go to our domain to be able to do anything. Now, it does look like our new setup for the engine is working. I just moved the gate so it's here, put a redstone line to the engine. It's not really pretty, but we don't really have the resources to make it pretty. Anywho, as I was saying, we'll probably remove this diamond pipe because it won't be needing to filter. And once we get actually some stuff to, like some solar panels, because it's eternal day over there, we can get some solar panels and perhaps something a bit more flashy and have it work like that. Need I say more? Probably so. Basically, move my recyclers so that it's taking from the main line, i.e. straight from the quarry, instead of having to wait for everything to go into our domain, and etc. I think that's succinct enough. So, let's place this down, and it's fueling up its energy reserves. It's going to take a while to actually heat it up to any operational capacity, so we're going to need to heat some other stuff in the meantime. Now, there's no way to speed it up otherwise, so we pretty much have to keep it chugging along, chug along, all along. Okay, I have no idea what I just said, but I think it sounded awesome. Let's go with that. So let's check our centrifuge again. For a little centrifuge, we're going to need 2 advanced machine blocks, and we're going to require some advanced hardware. So we will need more rubber. I think we do have a lot of rubber currently, but we also are going to require the copper that we are currently making. So I think that is enough copper for now. Let's get one more. Let's just check. So copper, we're going to require 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 pieces of refined iron. So let's get that, put that in, and we'll keep on having the refined iron actually refining and have everything working in an operation. Now that I think of it, no, not going to use the induction furnace until it's at least 50%. It's not the time that I'd be wasting, it's the power that I'd be wasting. And since there's not really any direct BC energy to other form of energy that I am EU, yes, because it's not going. There's no way to go it break. No, I cannot speak. Anyways, we're gonna need an extractor, so we're going to need to put 9 more pieces of iron in to get refined. And then we're also going to need to find another method to actually get some better refinement methods. Let's go with that. Yes, so we're going to need an extractor. We're going to need the 9 copper that we managed to extricate. I don't know how I managed to get all that. But we're also going to want to get rubber, and it seems like we don't have enough rubber, so we're going to need 3 more pieces of this. It's very difficult to go through doors when you're used to not having to go through doors. I can't really explain the feeling other than it just sucks. This is a perfect amount, and we can get this going and going around and round and round and round in the extractor. Where it stops, nobody knows. Wahaha! So let's get our stupid extractor going. So we're going to once again need the wires. We're going to need refined iron. Place 1 there, 1. Go around. We got the circuit, and we're going to need the advanced machine blocks here, and we will have enough. So let's see. That'll be extra. So there we go. Now we need more than that. 1 more. Yes. Okay. Going to need to make those extracting widgets. 1 tree tap, 1 tree tap, 1 tree tap, 1 tree tap, and going up down. And now we're going to need to combine it all in the actual crafting grid, which we are not situated in front of enough. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We got our extractor. And this is almost done, and we're also going to want to sort our inventory so it's not a complete jumbled catastrophic mess. So let's throw our mod items in here. We won't need that. Maybe not that for a while. That's already looking better. That's definitely looking better, and I think that's all we're going to need. So once we have that, we're going to need lapis and glowstone. That's what we need. We're going to need, waha. For this, we're going to need to get more glowstone in the future. How's our little farms going? They are going well, it seems. Nothing extraneous, it doesn't appear, though we may be out of, yes, we are out of bog earth. So we're going to need to refill that soon to get everything working. Working is a good idea. You know, it's nice to have things work now and then. I don't know why that would be a priority. Okay, going onwards, we're going to need to get the rubber that we have made. We'll have enough for another circuit in the future when we need it. Huzzah! And get the remaining amount of our copper in here. Get the circuits, and let's advance them into an entirely different stage of awesomeness. Wahaha! Okay, where's my refined iron? There we go. Okay, 2 electronic circuits. 2 advanced circuits. And we're going to need the advanced machine blocks, and good thing it was an extractor and not something else. That would have been very bad. Bad. Let's go with bad. Bad is a good thing to go with. Find iron in nice, neat little blocks. You shouldn't have. It's so neat and orderly, and why am I talking in a cutish voice? It's so cute, I want to hug it forever and ever and ever and ever. Slap! Okay, I'm feeling better. Now we got our industrial centrifuge in something... yes, we got our industrial centrifuge. Let's go with that so that we do not end up making a complete idiot of ourselves. So I'm thinking we'll put it next to the extractor so that we can have everything looking nice. Industrial centrifuge. Okay, so now this is going to be a little complicated, and let's check our silicon cells because those are the things we're most interested in. We're going to require the industrial centrifuge, obviously, to make this. And what is our most sought after ratio? We could go with getting sodalite, though that's going to take a lot of EU and time. Now, it seems like emerald dust might be a good method, though we do not have enough emeralds, and it's very costly even if we did. Redstone. I don't know what... Ooh, ender dust might be a good idea. So what does pyrite dust use? We can centrifuge it further to sulfur and iron. And that means it's, well, it is found in the nether, I remember that. So you can use clay dust, flint dust, sand, or we can use redstone, which seems like the best method. So I'm guessing redstone it is. I think we have enough redstone, but we're probably going to check our supplies to see if we really have enough, because if we don't, let's see. I think we have enough redstone. So let's gather some of our redstone. I'm thinking only a stack will do. And let's see. This is going at a good output. This is good. That's stalled because we don't have any way in automation to actually solve that issue. And redstone. This is going to run for a long time and is going to sap a lot of our power. So are we ready for that? Let's see, it's going to require 110,000 EU. So if we really wanted to, we can put even more into here, but we're going to need some tin cells. So 27 tin cells in total, I think. Yes, 27 tin cells. And how many do we get per? I can probably use advanced math, but this is easier. 24, 27. So we got 32 cells right here, and let's actually start the centrifuge process. So we consumed a lot of it. It's like a normal recipe, and it has a neat little effect. Good job there. Good job. Our induction furnace is at peak operational capacity, so all we're going to need to do is throw in a bunch of stuff and it'll start refining it like a madman. And even if we were to just use some buildcraft engines, it's going at such a pace that we wouldn't be able to take everything out at once. So we're probably going to require something a little more elegant of a solution to be able to take all of that out. We might need to figure out some sort of way. Maybe we can go with an electric furnace once again on demand. Though there might not an electric furnace. You know what I mean. God, why do I even bother? So let's check our solar panel. Solar panels, which we're going to want to fuel the day with, will require these I'm not scared of, just some stuff like that, a generator, and silicon cells. We're making a lot of silicon cells. We got some carbon plates already, but we're going to need to make some carbon plates in a later amount. So if I got this right, for all the advanced machines, let's try to put a list. The induction furnace requires copper. The macerator will probably require refined iron, so the rotary macerator. I know this thing requires electrolyte cells, which are a pain in the keister to make, and the singularity compressor requires obsidian. Not going to bother checking that because I probably am wrong and do not want to prove myself wrong and look like a total idiot in front of everyone, like that would ever happen. Okay, so what are we going to need to do? We're going to need to probably, once that's done, which is going to take its own sweet time. How long did it say? It's going to take a long time. Let's go with that. Okay, let's actually check how long it takes me, bucko. 1100 seconds, which is going to take roughly 20 minutes. So by the end of this episode, it should be complete. Should being the operating word there, but oh well. Now we got a lot of coal coke here, so we can just continue putting a bunch of stuff in here. we got so much coal coke, we might as well just almost go non-automated because there's not much use currently to go automated. We're having a continual draw of energy. That's because we're filling this up also, Way. Good job. Good game. You are very, very, very not so good. Okay. Let's just make a bunch of gates because we're going to need some of those in some future craftings. We're going to want to refine our remaining copper dust. Probably bring this over to not remain fine copper dust. We're going to want to do some other stuff such as going over here, making a lot nice merry stuff over here such as all this copper, tin, and etc. Probably want to macerate our redstone as well, though we have a bunch of other things that we're going to want to refine, such as our gold and iron supplies, and maybe our silver later, though another thing we'll want to macerate down or block break, I'm not sure. Neither one is more efficient than the other, so we can just use either. We can get those going, and we'll be better off for it. This is making me really wish I had red power right now. It'd be a lot more sane and generally easy to get everything with red power. Let's put this as the first thing to be block breaked. And we'll have some uranium dust. Wait a second. I want to see. Just to make sure. Uranium. Uranium dust. You can use a rock crusher. And get 2. Which means, yes, 2 is in there. 2, 2, 2. So we can put these back in there, and it'll be able to actually make the stuff without being a complete idiot. Okay, so, more things to do. We will want to get rolling machines rolling off eventually, so have them working on some more interesting mechanics. Now, this blast furnace, we want to make as much steel as we possibly can. The reason for that is quite simple, and it looks like our machine's stalled over here. I'm thinking you have run out of fuel, and it would be best of me to actually fill you guys up. Because having it run and not run at the same time is not exactly the best use of our time. Mwahaha, and we got a lot of sand and saplings, which is going to be very fun indeed. So these saplings will want to move in over here. We'll also want to, maybe what we can do is actually start some of our bee breeding, at least get some of that going so that we have some more interesting mechanics than what we currently have at our disposal. Now this stuff is going to take all of the water that we have and turn it into the biofuel, so that is going to drain our water until we actually have some dedicated pumps to give the water. We're going to need to refine the remaining of our other stuff to be able to get that, but judging at the pace we have currently, I think that's not too much of an issue right now. We already have some more steel ingots, and I do believe so we do have some other stuff way back over there, so we can get steel blocks. We have some steel blocks, so we can probably see how much steel we need, and then perhaps try to make some stuff with the steel. This is most likely not going to be enough for any form of steel contraption other than swords. And for some reason, I am not too inclined to make some swords out of this. So, steel ingots, steel plates, we can make a steel, some steel engines and make a mini boiler. That'll be a good use of Buildcraft energy. However, high pressure boiler is going to require 81, I believe is the magic number, 81 pieces of steel, and we have just about that. We actually have 83 pieces of steel. So 83 pieces of steel, we can make a boiler, like the biggest boiler that we can, but the reason we don't want to do that is the fact that, well, what are we going to do with it? We won't be able to use any sort of sane recipes with it right away because, well, frankly, we won't have anything to make. Let's just make these and put those in so we can get some more redstone. And we can continue this process at least while we're speaking. Ooh. As you know, our quarry isn't running 100% of the time. That much is very obvious to everyone because, well, frankly, we can't have it currently running 100% of the time. Now, we could, though, get it running 100% of the time by having it filled with some nice, fancy fuel. Now, that will have it running all the time if we just use 2 of the engines. Now, I'm not sure how much fuel would be required to do that. Probably getting some bees to do some of the dirty work will be a good idea. Ooh, speaking of which, how's our wheat? That's close. Tradable. Got a lot of wheat. We can probably go and grab a villager or 3 and just have them have some sort of trading circuit, because honestly I'm not gonna make bread with all of this. Got too much wheat to do that. Why make the sensible thing? So let's go over to the village over there and see what we can trade. I'm sure there is a village that will want a villager rather that will want all the wheat that I currently possess. So that will probably be a smart thing to do. Here we are, hear ye, hear me, my fellow minions. 17 wool for emerald, 18 wheat for emeralds. I think we can go with that. So let's go with as much wheat as we possibly can. With all this, hopefully we can get better trading opportunities with that. Hey, stop glitching. I see. Apparently we cannot trade for any more emeralds with you. What the hell are you doing? We got a new trade, so we can get arrows with you. Arrows. You suck. Okay, so where are some other things? You look interesting. Sorry, I had to. Efficiency for a axe? No, not going to be something that I want. No. Where are the other villagers? It's not like I'm gonna kill you yet, because I love you, my minions. I mean, my subjects. Get back here. No. That might be good. Not as good as the other person. I'm not sure what the cooldown for waiting for other stuff is, but I'm guessing it's gonna take a while. So let's see. We got 12 emeralds in total now. Probably going to need to wait for that, but we need to get some more wheat anyways, so it's not too much of a bother to just, wait. If I could get it back, that would be a good deal. That, on the other hand, no. Okay, so where was our beekeeper villager? Okay, our beekeeper villager is not in this village. I think it's in the original village that we had. So we might have to need to put a linking book to that village to get back there. Or maybe you can just abduct that villager and have that work to our advantage. We have a lot of chickens over here. So I'm guessing when we want to, we can just transfer some of these chickens into a pen and start having a little fun with them. Okay, Centrifuge still going strong. Got some emeralds. Now, I know there are some things that require emeralds to be used in Gregor's tech. So what can we use emeralds for? I don't think I need that. Rock crusher, we can make a data storage circuit. We can macerate it, compress it. So what do we use for this? On the other hand, we can make beryllium, compressed air, aluminum, and silicon. That might be faster, but considering that we're going to need a bit more stuff than what we currently have to be able to do something of that sort, I don't think it's really worth it. So let's go onwards. Now we're probably going to probably the best idea we can go for right now is to make some more engines and to have them running in the quarry age. Only 2 of them, that'll suffice. So 2 of them we can have, well, we'll need an electric track of some sort and more Mistcraft linking books. So we're going to need more leather to be able to do that. Not too much of a problem. We're going to need to stow some of our random junk in all of these. And then we can go and gather some leather and work on another simple rail system. All that we're going to need to do is switch one of the... No, we already have a valve pipe, so that's already done. So liquid loader and an unloader. And we have the smooth stone to be able to do that. Let's go with the full stack. We might as well go with the full stack. Use the stack, Luke. I will only tell you once. Because I hate you. Now that we got that over with, can you shut up? Okay. Let's work. Apparently it is very easy to run something dry of energy. So I decided that's probably best to actually manage to put things in a reasonable order such that it's not trying to go that at the same time as this, at the same time as that, because we get things not working at 100% capacity, which is a bit of a nuisance, I'm not gonna lie. Now that we got that covered, we're going to need to actually make our unloader and loader. So we're going to require dispenser to be able to do that, so we will need to probably hunt for more string. I've been meaning to do that. Of course we need one more piece of string to be able to get stuff. That just figures. So I'll need to hunt for one more piece of string. We'll just throw this in here. Actually, I already had some of that. And we're going to need some of our Mistcraft portals, and we'll go and get some more books. Okay, I managed to find one solitary piece of string in a chest that I had back there, but I had to go hunt for my own bloody cows, so I got 2 pieces of leather, and somehow they did not give any meat. So I'm a little surprised at that. I thought they always gave meat, though I'm guessing it's a possibility that I missed it. It might have been a better source of food at any rate. Okay, so going a little crazy, let's actually get some of this. We're going to need some more of our rails, that's for sure. So rails, rails, rails. What would I do without you, rails? Rails, rails, you're in the wrong location. 7, that should probably do. 7 rails, not much room, because we have raw resources galore, so I guess that's a reason. And when we're thinking about it, we might as well keep our, 2 of our pistons so we can get that going in operational capacity once we actually get to that point. So, did I have a bow? No, I didn't have a full bow there. That's unfortunate. Okay. Now, we're going to want a nice location in the quarry age to get everything. But for now, it'll pretty much look like this. The fact that we'll just have a simple portal going to the quarry age here. No. Ah, fudge. Fudge nuggets. Fudge nuggets. There we go. Fudge nuggets would probably taste quite good right about now, actually. There. So one there, we'll have a rail going there, and obviously we'll have the thing go here. He'll have to be powered all the time. That'll be there. Unfortunately, maybe if we had some cover, it'd be work a bit better, because that's just a little obtrusive. So, we're going to want one book to go here. That'll be our domain. That'll go under. And we'll need our liquid unloader there. So, liquid unloader. We're going to need our loader and our unloader. So, 2 bows once again. I don't bow to any pressure. So, now we're going to need our dispensers. and dispense with the formalities, still with bad puns. Wow, it never ceases to amaze me. And we're going to need to make our 2 pressure plates and combine them to make the liquid stuff, so the tank detector. And we're going to need 2 things. We're going to need I think this is the unloader, or loader rather, dang it, got it wrong. And here's the unloader. So we're going to need our liquid loader first, and it's going to connect right here and gather the liquid. So we're going to need to pipe into this, it seems. That won't be too much of an adjustment. Just going to need to adjust some of the stuff such as this. So let's get everything in order such that we don't lose everything right away once we get this show on the road. Gonna edit the tank, and yes, I can do this because the data is stored in the middle bottom block. So as long as I don't destroy that, I'm good. So let's put that back again, and we're going to need a wooden pipe as well as a redstone thing to pull all redstone engine. That is the correct word. So we're going to need a redstone engine as well. Redstone engine. And we got our wooden waterproof pipe. So put these on, we can pull the stuff into this. And it won't go at too fast of a pace, so I'm happy with that. Now we're going to need to turn this around, for 1. For 2, we'll put that there. And 3, we'll get stuff going by pulling the fuel out of here. Huh. Oh. That might be... Oh, that is an interesting mechanic, assuming that's how it works. Is that how it works? It's possible. Let's take this out, take this and this, and we're going to try something a little different. We're probably going to require to use some of our golden waterproofing pipes, as well as destroying some of our general infrastructure of this nice little thing. Did I get it? Yes, I did. Okay, so going to want to pull it from here instead. So place that, grab that, put that here, and pull the items out like so as well. We're going to need to put the pipe there, there, and we're going to need to move this temporarily, or maybe a bit more than temporary. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to need 5 pipes in total. We do not have 5 pipes. So we're going to need some more, as well as some waterproofing. We might need to get some more waterproofing. So we'll need to destroy our cacti, grant some waterproofing to some select few pipes. Do we have a standard gold? No, we don't. I guess we can live with that, and that will be good for waterproofing. I think 3 will be good, though we can go for more. It's not like the cacti would kill us. Haha, sorry, I couldn't resist. Food, yes, food would be a good idea. Onwards! So let's induct this into the Hall of Fame. No, seriously, let's put that in the inductor. We can get 5 of those for now and throw those in and get some waterproofing, as well as throw our pipes in. We'll have some cobblestone waterproof pipes. We'll run over. Now, I'm probably making a huge mess without testing anything. Well, I am not testing things, so I'm thinking it has stuff to do with gravity and that it will only pull when it can. There we go. So it does have something to do with gravity. So we're going to need to move it such that it goes around like that. That means the Mistcraft portal pipe cannot, or not portal pipe, that's a little redundant. Not redundant, that's not, you know what I mean. Anyways, you're going to need to remove the portal frame thing. Put the loader here. Nope, not there. You just wasted fuel. Congratulations, Way, you wasted fuel. Put that there. Put the pipe there. And then it'll be a little mismatched, but it'll go in correctly. So now that's all that's left to do is do the kind of similar to the other side, though have it a bit more sporting than how we have it. And of course make the portal. We'll need the railcraft system going down there. That's there. And now we'll need to jump into the quarry age and have some, at least, point where it can all warp out of. Jump! Okay, so where are we going to have things go for that? We're probably going to want 2 engines going directly, like if the 2 engines are here, they can power them over there. That means the fuel will need to be ejected here, and if that goes like that, we can put the water go out like so, and the fuel will go down these 2, like that. Yep. And then go back, it's Mary Blue yonder over here. We're going to need that there. We will need our liquid unloader to unload it, funnily enough. We will need to set this so that it is already set to empty. So just holding track, minecart rails, and that will be good. We'll probably have the water coming up like this instead, to not interfere with the portal frame, which will be a simple endeavor to make. Let's just say I've had a lot of practice. And for fun, let's put that there. And we're going to need one of these. No, not that. Not that either. Thank you. So, one more book here. Do I even have my... I don't have my book. Great! How am I going to read anything? Okay, now that I actually have my book here, we can place that there and get our time domain linking book to the right location. We'll put this here and put our linking book here to the other area. We'll just need to go through and we'll be good, but otherwise we shall make our nice little tank cart. Put that there. We'll have that going. Go over here, and it will take all the liquid, and then eventually it'll go through the nice little red portal. Little red portal. Haha. That's probably going to take a while to get everything going. But once we have that, let's see. Probably going to go with the dregs. Does it wait for the dregs? Nope. And then once it's here, it'll then go. And it will fill this pipe up with the engines once we actually have engines there. So now one last thing that we're going to want to do before we go is check if we actually have everything else in operating capacities. Pardon me, that was really rude of me. I just had to beep randomly. Okay, so we got some more redstone. Let's centrifuge that right away and check on our other stuff for our centrifuge, because why not? Okay, we got everything that we need for our centrifuge. We have silicon cells, we have some ruby dust, which I'm not sure what I'm going to do with, but looking at our ender eye dust, we can then macerate it to make ender pearl, centrifuge it to make ender pearl dust, which doesn't seem like it has many uses other than being centrifuged further to get chlorite, nitrogen, maybe potassium and beryllium. There's basically a lot of stuff that we're going to need to figure out, but my main focus is going to be, other than on the ruby dust, which we can use to make chrome later, and aluminum, we have some silicon cells so we can make some more powered stuff in the future. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EE Power. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.